Whether you're stuck in traffic, hitting the gym, or just winding down, we are here to spill the hottest tea from your favorite Bravo shows. From the wildest reunions to the quietest social media unfollows, we cover it all. So welcome back to Reality TV Podcast. And Clips, subscribe if you haven't yet. Let's get into it on 3, 2, 1. All right, so today we are doing a huge deep dive across the whole Bravo landscape. We're really tracking the consequences here.
Exactly. Not just the on-screen drama, but what happens after. The legal fallout, the money, the casting shakeups that, really decide the future of these shows.
And we're starting with probably the most expensive piece of unfinished business in a while.
High-stakes legal separations.
And nothing screams high stakes quite like that Valley Village home with Ariana Madix and Tom Sandoval.
Oh, yeah. After almost 3 years, they have finally reached a settlement.
But it's a conditional settlement, right? What does that actually mean?
Conditional is the key word. It basically means the agreement is still pretty fragile. Ariana had to sue him back in January to even force the sale.
And she was asking for an equitable allocation of the proceeds. That's not just a 50-50 split, is it?
No, not at all. It means she wanted a judge to decide what's fair, based on everything that happened. The circumstances of the breakup, not just who put in what.
And Tom's whole defense was that he offered her, what, $3.1 million in cash?
Yeah, and he claims she refused it for petty reasons.
Which is interesting because Ariana's already moved on. She bought her own place.
Exactly. She moved out way back in May of 2023 and then bought a $1.6 million home in the Hollywood Hills a year later. So for her, it seems like it's less about the immediate housing and more about
the resolution, financial independence.
Right. And this settlement, it has a deadline. They have 30 days to complete all the specified terms.
Which puts all the pressure on Tom, really.
It does. If he doesn't hold up his end, there's a court date waiting and then a full-blown trial right after that.
So after all the drama, the financial part of this saga is maybe, finally, coming to a close.
It seems that way. I mean, they're both moving on. She's with Daniel Way. He's with Victoria Lee Robinson. It's time to sever that final tie.
Okay, so moving from that VPR legal battle to the fallout from Shaws of Sunset in the Valley, specifically Mike Shedd.
Right, and his standing with the group now, he was very noticeably not picked for the Valley, Persian style.
And that's directly tied to his arrest and the lawsuit with Paulina Ben Cohen.
It is. Now, for clarity, he had 14 charges dismissed after he did a diversion program.
Which means legally, he's sort of cleared his slate?
Legally, yes. But socially, that's a different story. The consequences are definitely still there.
And that's where it gets interesting. MJ Bador said she wishes him well, but she's not, fully in his corner anymore.
But she also confirmed he's still talking all the time with Reza and Shervin.
So the friend group is split on how to handle him.
Very much so. MJ mentioned Mike even confronted her for avoiding his calls, but she said she didn't feel like she owed him a call. That's a big shift in their dynamic.
And then you have Gigi Golnesa, who is just completely done.
Completely. She said they haven't been close since season 4, going back to that whole situation with his first wife, Jessica Perito.
She just feels like their values are too different now.
Yeah. But the real fire, the most intense conflict, is between Gigi and Paulina Ben Cohen.
Oh, she did not hold back.
Not at all. She refused to even speak on her, called her vermin. This was after Paulina filed a restraining order against Gigi for an alleged incident at a mall.
Wow. Okay, but on a more positive note for that crew, MJ Bador's divorce is settled.
Yes. She said she and Tommy Fate took care of their custody situation in court. It was amicable, and she said he's been pretty cool since then. A rare, smooth ending.
It really is. Okay, let's pivot from settled legal stuff to some massive casting news. We have to talk about the Housewives universe.
And the biggest news is a major, major return.
NeNe Leakes.
The Queen of Atlanta is back on Bravo.
This is almost 6 years after her last RHOA appearance, and it's happening after she settled that lawsuit against Bravo and NBC Universal.
And that lawsuit was settled through arbitration, which is important for you to understand.
Meaning it was all handled privately, right?
Exactly. No public court battle. The terms are confidential, which allows both sides to move forward. Her return now suggests that relationship is, healed enough for business.
And she's coming back for a new spinoff, right? Something called Real Housewives. Ultimate Road Trip.
Tentatively, yes. It's celebrating 20 years of the franchise, so this is a huge deal, a massive olive branch from the network.
But she's not a full-time cast member.
No, that's a crucial detail. Andy Cohen laid out the concept. It's housewives taking a road trip to visit other housewives cities. NeNe will just cameo when they stop in Atlanta.
And we know some of the other names, right? Vicky Gunvalson confirmed she's filming.
Yes. Sources have confirmed 4 stars: Vicky, Kyle Richards, Giselle Bryant, and Teresa Giudice.
And the rumored list of people they've asked is just as big. Kim Zolciak, Karen Huger, Meredith Marks, Luanda Lesseps.
It shows Bravo is making a big strategic play here. They're using these iconic, legendary faces to create buzz. It's nostalgia over current cast trauma.
But while that show is locking in its cast, another huge franchise is, well, it's in crisis mode.
A full-blown casting crisis for The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
They still don't have a cast for season 15. After that huge divide last season, Team Teresa versus Team Melissa, it sounds like producers are just stuck.
They're having a hard time, is the quote. And it's more than just a pause. They apparently tried test filming with some new people last August, and it failed.
The group dynamic didn't work.
Didn't work at all. So now they brought in a whole new third-party casting team to find newbies, and they're looking all over the Garden State for more diversity.
So what does this mean for the current cast? For Teresa, Melissa, Margaret, Dolores, all of them?
The source is pretty clear. None of them know if they're coming back.
Wow. So a full recast is actually possible.
It's very real, and that's significant. It suggests Bravo might be willing to prioritize the franchise's long-term health over loyalty to their original stars. It's like the nuclear option.
And the incredible irony is that while the network is scrambling, Teresa and Melissa apparently reconciled off camera. They spent Christmas together.
The producers must be tearing their hair out over that one. Their main storyline for years just evaporated.
So the solution has to come from outside that core group. They need a total reset.
A total reset. Okay, let's shift from casting chaos to guaranteed chaos. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion.
Part 1 was something else. That whole Santorini set was wild. And it really focused on Lisa Barlow.
Yeah, the chaos started immediately. Bronwyn Bador questioned her truce with Lisa, and then boom, that truce was just obliterated.
With the video of Lisa talking about Bronwyn's husband, Todd Strack.
And what was so stunning was how Lisa defended it. She basically doubled down. She agreed he's a dirty old man and a pervert, and even brought up the viral gout drac sucker comment herself.
No apology, no attempt to walk it back, just owning it.
And then the focus shifted from her character to her business. Heather Gay just kept pressing her about her company, Lux Marketing.
And Lisa totally spiraled. She called Heather disgusting.
Her defense of the business was just classic corporate jargon. She said she incubates brands and owns brands.
For a show that's all about receipts, saying you're a brand incubator is pretty much the definition of smoke and mirrors.
It really is, and it feeds into this larger idea that Lisa is maybe trying to control narratives behind the scenes. And then Angie Katzenevas pulls out that tiny little scroll
with the phone number, claiming it proved Lisa was trolling her.
That whole idea of behind-the-scenes manipulation is the perfect bridge to the biggest drama that came out after the season.
Monica Garcia and her receipts.
This is critical to understanding how reality TV works right now. Monica leaked messages from her co-creator at Reality Von Tease,
alleging that Heather Gay asked the gossip account to post receipts for her, to do her dirty work.
It suggests that all the outrage we saw from Heather on the show was just performative, that she was maybe trying to do the same thing she was accusing others of.
And Monica read the message she supposedly sent back, refusing to do it.
Yeah, she read, "I'm not going to be the one doing everyone's dirty work, just like Heather can do it herself."
And she claimed that Heather then punished her for saying no to posting things against Jen Shah.
Which connects directly to what Meredith Marks has been saying, that Heather punished her for refusing similar requests. Monica went right for the jugular, calling out Heather's fake phone call in Bermuda and your fake performative outrage.
So these gossip accounts are basically being used as weapons by the stars themselves.
Allegedly, yes.
Okay.
To control the narrative from off-screen. It's wild.
Okay, a different kind of family drama now, this one playing out on social media. Denise Richards' daughters.
Right. Sammy Sheen, who's 21, is accusing her younger sister Lola, who's 20, of dating her ex-boyfriend.
Who seems to be that TikToker, Aiden David.
Yes. And this is apparently a recurring issue. The sisters clashed about this on their own show because Lola stayed friends with Aiden after he and Sammy broke up.
And the way Sammy found out this time is...
wow. It's straight out of a movie. She said she got into the ex-boyfriend's phone and found over 300 deleted texts between him and Lola.
That is a serious breach of trust.
It's a massive breach, and the fallout has been just as public. Sammy has been loving comments on social media that are aimed at Lola.
Attacking her faith, calling her an ultra-conservative Christian, and saying she defended the ex too much on TV.
It just shows that these family feuds now play out in real time with a live audience and commentary from the stars themselves.
Okay, let's wrap up with two final updates. One is pretty heartwarming, the other a little satirical.
Let's start with Shane Davis from Vanderpump Rules on Watch What Happens Live.
He shared some really powerful personal news.
He did. He revealed he's 3 years clean and sober. And he told this incredible story about how his sobriety inspired his own father, who is now off fentanyl.
That's amazing. A genuinely positive, real-world impact from one of these shows.
It really is. On a lighter note, he also confirmed he's planning to launch an OnlyFans account soon.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
And what about the romance drama with Angelica and Natalie?
He said they're both throwing some reds out, but he teased that maybe there's a second chance with Natalie coming up this season.
And he admitted he had the worst game of the guys.
Yep, and said Jason Cohen had the best. He also rated Marcus Johnson a 7 out of 10 as a DJ, but a 12 out of 10 as a model.
A full report card. All right, finally, let's talk about AI therapy.
I can't believe we're here. On Southern Charm, Craig Conover said he was using ChatGPT for therapy to get over his breakup with Paige DeSorbo.
And Kyle Cook from Summer House immediately jumped on that.
Oh, yeah. He posted this shady Instagram story of someone arguing with ChatGPT and captioned it, "Imagine using ChatGPT for therapy."
And the fan reaction was pretty pointed, right?
Very. The general consensus was, first, Craig has the money for real therapy, and second, critics argue that an AI is just going to validate what you already think.
So it's like another Craig validating himself.
That was the quote. And it's a sharp critique. It really highlights how these digital tools can be used to reinforce your own biases instead of for actual self-reflection.
Which, when you connect it back to everything we've talked about, Monica using a gossip account, Lisa talking about her brand incubator.
You see a pattern. The Bravo universe is using digital tools to, manipulate narratives, avoid reality, or just bypass any real accountability.
That really brings our deep dive full circle. From court settlements to burner accounts, it all points to this moment where reality TV is redefining itself.
It really is. Which leads us to our final thought for you to think about. Considering all this production involvement, all these digital tools, ChatGPT for therapy, Reality Von Teese for dirty work, how much has the actual definition of reality changed for the people on these shows? If the stars themselves are manipulating the story off-screen and using AI for validation, is any of it truly unscripted anymore?